G'day! In today's video I'm doing a screen replacement on a Samsung Galaxy A73. This has been sitting on my blue heat pad here at 70 degrees now for about 10 minutes, so it should be nice and workable to get in there. The back cover should be able to come off, being it's plastic it will have a little bit of flex to it. And hopefully if all goes well that can come off as a single piece. I'm working in a bit of a limited mobility at the moment. I'm going to use some isopropyl and go around the outer perimeter, as this should hopefully soften the adhesive so that I can get it out without having to do in one piece, and then when it dries I can reuse it. I'll try a thin metal pry tool to begin with. Try a thinner metal pry tool. And I might as well zoom you guys in to see what I'm actually doing. Let's just go under a little bit. There's already a split on the plastic pre-existing. I'm hoping from here I can fit this one under. There we go. I'll work my way around and just lift. The isopropyl combined with the heat, it should come off pretty easily. There we go, fold it over like a book. There we go, pretty much intact. Put that over there for now. Next up I want to take these screws out, disconnect the battery and do the bottom half from there. I'm going to use a small 000 Phillips head screwdriver. So, should be able to lift this up, like so. Put that off to the side. Then disconnect the battery with my nail just by flicking it under and up. Same with this connector flex cable. Next up, the black screw over here. Undo that. Next up, I want to take out the SIM tray before I get too far. Go. And from there, this main board should hopefully be able to be lifted up. There we go. Comparing it with the replacement part that I've got, this one is a Samsung service pack, so I don't know why there is that much writing on there, being it's a genuine Samsung part. Looking at it, I don't think I really need to move too much over, so I'm going to leave that just like that. Do remember over here, white goes on top of blue. Next up is the next challenging part that I will take out, is the battery. So fold the flex cable out of the way and then put some isopropyl alcohol. Again, this here will be quite challenging without it. It'd be handy if Samsung did incorporate pull tabs on here, similar to what Oppos do, where you can yank it and lift it. This one here we can see the build date of the battery is 2022-03-04, so I'm not sure if that's March or April, depending on which country they use the numbering for. As you can see with my thin metal pry tool, I'm able to lift that up quite easily, as the isopropyl alcohol has eaten away the adhesive and completely nullified it for now. So we'll have to put some new double-sided tape down when I put this back in. That came out just fine. But that is normally a bit of a challenge without that isopropyl. Next up, take it out the bottom charger board here. Most of this will need to be moved. These are all fairly standard, and very similar to other Samsung models in build construction. So there's really not too much difference between this and basically any of the other Samsung Galaxy A series. You may have noted I have left the antennas connected. I've done that purely for you guys. If you're not used to taking them off, it can be a bit confronting, a bit challenging. So being that I've just moved it out of the way and continued on taking out the daughter board, I'd almost just leave them connected. You're not saving too much time disconnecting them. And I'd say there's more risk of damaging the antenna connector putting it back on afterwards if you're not used to doing that. So we should be able to lift up now. We have a connector over here that needs to come off to the back of the LCD. Should be able to flick up. And very similar story here. Flick the under-screen fingerprint scanner up. Fold it out of the way just slightly, as we will need to move that. And take out the black screw. And with that out of the way, we'll have to move a couple of components as well. Should be able to lift up the charging board from there, like so. Move that out of the way. Next, I'm going to move the vibrating motor out of there. Go pry underneath. Do you want to keep some of that double-sided tape on there? Let me. Go a little bit more, just keep it stuck down. Granted, it's not really going to be going anywhere. Okay, that one there. Now we need to pry out the under-screen fingerprint scanner, which is almost just like a camera. Maybe the better way to describe it. Let's see, teeny tiny camera. Okay, take that off, put that in, push it down. Now I'm right to move this one out of the way. Now we're here to reverse it all. Now I'll put this in. So push it in and down. Go. Next up, put that black screw back in. Over here. I'm going to connect up the fingerprint, connect up the screen. Should just be able to line it up and push down. Just make a bit of a click pop noise when it gets into position. Now I want to make sure the blue cable is in and running first. Like that. And get the white one in there after it. Push that down into the groove. There we go. There we go. Front facing is hitting the plastic up the top here. So we didn't take out that bit of plastic. Fold that out of the way. There we go. Fold that back over. There we go. And now I want to focus on putting the loudspeaker back in. Then I'll do the battery. All these screws are of the same length. Just imagining the part of Samsung that's pumping out millions upon millions of these screws. Considering how tiny they are. There we go. Go. Now I need to use some double-sided tape to put this battery back down. It's currently out of my favourite stuff, so I'll just use some old red. Shouldn't have to use too much of this. Just enough to stop it from wobbling around inside of it. Excuse my phone going off. Bonus points if you know what that's from. Okay, take off that. Take off that. Battery back in. Drop. Connect up daughter board or daughter flex. Just a matter of lining up over the top. Push down. Battery is very similar. Lined up over the top. Push down. There we go. Now, before putting on that shield, which I preemptively done rather quickly, I've had to open back up to get to, we need to put this black screw here. Put your black screw there. Then proceed from there. And now we have to put the back cover back on, so I'm going to heat that back up again. Should be able to just line up over the top. Tend to push it snug up the very top of the phone and then push it down. Like that. That's a matter of putting these screws back in as well. Don't believe there's any tricks or any firmware issues with screen swapping on a Samsung as opposed to an iPhone, which would normally complain. I feel like Samsung's getting very close to that, where swapping the screens over will make it complain if the serial numbers don't match, but hopefully for now we're still pretty alright. There we go, and we're nearing the completion of this one. There. Next up, I've got my heated up back here. It's a bit toasty. Just going to line it up, push it back into that original groove. Do have that split in the plastic over here. But from here, we should have one repaired Samsung Galaxy A73. Hope that helps you guys. And I'll see you later. Bye.